So here's something you probably didn't know. Little goats are not able to eat alfalfa hay because it's too rich for them. But at a certain point, they really do enjoy what they call Timothy grass. I'm going to throw a bell over, or a piece over. And now this will be the first time these babies have had a chance to see what this stuff is. Right now, they're going to probably look at it, and at some point they'll walk over and begin to explore and kind of experiment on it. Looks like Laverne may be the first one to try it out, and we'll see how they react to it. At this point, like I said, the Golden Girls are 6 weeks old. Laverne's 5 weeks old. Now the babies, they're not going to do much with it, but they need this kind of stuff in their system. Looks like the Golden Girls are saying, wow, this is not too shabby. We can do this. Yeah, a lot of folks make the mistake of throwing alfalfa over into your goats, but it's very rich, and it can mess up with their systems quite a bit. So Laverne's nibbling on it. The Golden Girls are saying, hey, this is pretty good stuff. And now the babies are going to come over and, oh no, they can't be eating that yet. Well, you know what they're doing. I don't think they actually need that in their system, but they're probably saying, well, if they can do it, I can do it. You know how kids are. Though, they sure seem curious. So I know you can't see from here, and I'll actually walk in there and show you the mess that these kids make. So they're doing really good eating feeds. You can even see how good they're doing on this hay. There's just not enough grass in here for them. Hi, babies. Y'all want to come out for a little bit? Go ahead. I'll let them out for a little while. It's almost time for their bottles. They get fed 3 times a day on bottles. All right, so these guys need this kind of stuff in their system. And they can get it from this kind of Timothy grass, or we have a little bit of grass. There's a lot of foliage along the tree line over there, you know. But I also feed them feeds. Now, please excuse the mess, because these guys can make a mess. They're kids, folks. And they have a huge variety of different kind of feeds here that they can kind of choose what they want. They don't eat much corn. Now, I fed this morning when I woke up around 7. It's almost noon now. So they haven't even hardly touched the corn. We have some goat pellets, and they just barely nibble on it. There we have a, what do they call this stuff? It's kind of a sweet feed that they like. It has a kind of a mixture of everything. But now look at this, folks. This is funny. It's obvious which is their favorite meal, but you want to know what that is? Would you like to know what that is? That's chick starter food. That's what we give to our chickens. It's a starter food. When they're first born, the little chicks can't eat, big food, so they have these crumples they call them, I think. And that's the goats. Really? She's just gonna roll around in it. Or she's falling and she can't get up. Like that commercial. Help! I've fallen and I can't get up. Yeah, so anyway, just kind of letting you see a little bit about what's going on with the babies and what they do, what they're eating on. I want those two to come over here. I want to let you just see them all and how they're all feasting on this Timothy grass. We buy this stuff at Tractor Supply. It's not too expensive. It's about the same as a bale of hay. So here in Texas, a bale of hay cost about $10, $11. And this stuff was, I think, $9.99. So it's about the same. And I figure they'll probably go through a bale a week. They may go through more than that, but I'll have to see how fast they eat this little piece here down. I love that Laverne. You know what? Let's talk about Laverne for a second, folks. A lot of people have been commenting on Laverne in some of the other videos, and I'm just going to let you know my thoughts on Laverne. Hi, baby love. Guys, you know how your own children are not always the same. I know it's very windy and probably hard for you to hear me. So Dorothy's come over, and now Rose is going to come over too. Listen, it doesn't matter. You can have kids from the same family, yet sometimes they can have very different personalities. And so, I mean, I take my two sons, for example. We talk about Lex and Ellie. Now, Lex is a firecracker. You don't see Lex in the videos a whole lot. I don't know. He doesn't really involve himself a whole lot with the going on around the sanctuary part of the house. He's here a lot, but he's not always in our videos. But Lex is he's a firecracker. He never slows down. He's on the go from daylight until dark. Bam, 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 just all over the place. And that's Lex. Now, Ellie is very opposite. Ellie has always been quiet, a little bit of an introvert. He's never really wanted to really, be the life. He's not the life of the party, as they say. Whereas Lex will dance and play and sing, and we go somewhere and Lex is just going to show out. And Ellie's not like that. And they've had the exact same upbringing. It's just different personality types. Well, the same is true for these goats. So, whereas the Golden Girls, every one of them are loud and rambunctious and, I don't know what you'd even call that, they are the Lexes of the family. They are the baby Lexes of the family. And Laverne is more the Ellie type. Just kind of go about life, doing her own thing, and not trying to be the life of the party, not trying to show out and anything like that. And so, even now that we have spent the exact same amount of time with Laverne as we have with the Golden Girls. They've all had the same bottles. They've all had the same one-on-one. But from the beginning, Laverne has always been just not really a people person, if that makes any sense to you. I know that we kind of lost a little bit of our connection to Laverne when we had an issue getting milk, and we put her back on Mama. And that was about 2 weeks that we didn't really have a whole lot of contact with her, trying to get her and Mom to readjust and rebond. And then we put her into the yard here, and she's been in the yard for at least a week now. And even to this day, it's hard to do things with Laverne. Laverne just doesn't want to be handled. She doesn't want to be loved on. She doesn't need what the other goats need. And it's like that sometimes. There's nothing wrong with Laverne. She's doing great. She's healthy. She's strong. She doesn't play as much, but she's fine. She's eating good, and she's a part of the gang. She's just she's one of your kids. She's one of your kids, and you love her for who she is. I just wish, and I'll just be honest. I'll be honest. This is hard to admit this, but I will. I thought because of my relationship with Shirley, Laverne's mom, I always thought that me and Laverne would be closer. I thought that she and I would actually have, the kind of relationship that her mom and I have. And Laverne has made it to where she's a little bit distant, and she doesn't really want to have that. And so I have to learn to love her for who she is. And thinking about it, isn't that the way life is? I mean, how many of you guys, you realize that your mom and your dad love you, but you're probably not their favorite? Oh, that's hard to admit. That is really hard to admit. I mean, you love them all. Your parents love you, folks. I know my mom and dad love me, but I tell you what, my mom and dad hang around with Kim and Daniel a lot more than me. I'm not going to cry, I promise. Yeah, Daniel and Kim are my mom and dad's favorites. So obvious. Mom and Kim hang out every afternoon watching their movies, and every time Dan comes home from work, my dad grabs a beer and walks over and sits on his porch. And I just sit here and watch it all happen. This video's over. And I'm not really emotional. I'm kidding. I was joking, obviously. No. So that's the story of Laverne, folks. That's the story of Laverne. And this whole thing started out about Timothy grass that the Golden Girls seem to really, really enjoy. It puts that into their bellies, and they need that kind of stuff to be healthy and strong. And I'm going to keep a close eye on them because this is their first time having it. And anytime you introduce an animal to something new, a new feed, you got to watch them and see how they respond to it. And like I said in the few videos before, goats, even though they are known to be like all about, you know, eating anything and everything, they actually have very sensitive stomachs. And people that take care of goats and raise goats know that. They can develop tummy issues pretty quickly. And tummy issues can kill a goat, folks. Make no mistake, tummy issues can kill a goat. So we watch them real close. All right, folks. Let's end this video on two of Ringo's offspring doing the kind of things that Ringo does to each other. Where'd mother babies go? Oh no, where are the other girls at? There's Maggie. Oh, here we go. Where's Bam Bam? Where's Bam Bam? Okay, okay. Whew. There's Bam Bam. Y'all were hiding. You're hiding from me, Bammy. You scared me, little buddy. I just have to let it be known that even the big goats love this Timothy grass. They like that roughage in their belly. Now, Huckleberry, he has plenty of grass to eat on, but he saw me giving the stuff to the babies, and he just come a-running. Because it's not fair, he thinks, that the little ones get Timothy grass and he doesn't. So I'm going to try something with the horses and see if they like it too. Hi, baby, look. Come here, love. I want to try something new. I've never given horses this stuff. Folks, hey, Ivy, she took the whole chunk out of my hand. Now, I hate to say this, but it looks like Lester may have to start buying more of this Timothy grass. Everyone likes Timothy grass. Here, Bucky. That's funny. There you go. Timothy grass. Who would have known? Who would have thunk it?